Hi everyone, and yes, here I've got a soulmate success story from Adeline in Perth, Australia. Back in 2021, I had learnt to let go and surrender, forgive the people who hurt me, as my ex broke up with me and I found out that he had something going on with my close female friend. That was my wingman to date him. She was like a big sister to me, and unfortunately I also got her a job where I worked and I had to resign as she was trying to get rid of me. Oh, by writing and remembering this, got my hands trembling, LOL. So it was full of betrayal where I decided to go back, doing your surrender, letting go meditation, and a lot of self-love meditations as I needed to put myself back together again. October 2021, I started scripting as my passion is writing. I wrote everything that I wanted my life to be in the future, very specific. I still have my script that I can show you. I remember I wrote down things such as, this is how my life looks now. This man is the most gentle, loving, honest, hardworking, etc. and he treats me like a queen because I deserve that. I also gave many thanks to the universe on that script. On the 15th of October 2021, I wrote down very specific details of the type of man that I love and the kind of relationship that I want to have. So this time, it was like a big list. When I said specific, I mean I even wrote down things like clean and tidy, can cook, family man, lots of cuddles and kisses, flirt with each other, loves to slap my ass, and the right man comes to me very, very soon. I just let it flow in writing. On the 31st of December of 2021, I had to decide whether to celebrate New Year's Eve with my on and off date, but pretty hot, or someone that I recently met online, but I felt so connected to him, the online guy. My friend said, it's like when you read a book, it's either you want to read the same book with the ending that you already know, or you want to read a new book where you need to find out what the ending is. So I have decided to go with the man I met online, dating. I had no expectations at all. It was pretty fun, yet a bit awkward, as everyone kissed their partners on New Year's Eve while we were just standing and watching the fireworks. But we ended up having our first kiss, LOL. Fast forward to today. 12th of March 2023, we have been living together for the past 7 months. We were never separated or dated anyone else since that New Year's Eve kiss. Everything was so easy, no games or dramas, but it was just pure connection that we'd been longing for. He met my big family in Bali and in Perth, and I also met his big family back in New South Wales for the Christmas of 2022. And it was the first time to see his family after 5 long years, because his ex kind of isolated him from his family, so it was such a joyful moment to see him reunited with them. And I never regretted my decision to bail on someone that I previously dated on and off. I finally have the relationship I prayed for, and I'm so happy to be with him. I never doubted him since the day one. So, when I said I've manifested my soulmate that I prayed for, how did I know? Here's the longer story, short, from the year's recap. Back in 2010 to 2014, Darwin is a place in the very top of Australia where it's really, really hot. He was still in the active army before he got deployed to Afghanistan. My stepdad and mum lived not so far from his parents' apartment. It was literally only the next building where his parents stayed. My brother and I visited our parents for holidays. Back then, I always wanted to have a boyfriend as a graduation high school student, but I felt like no guys liked me. So I Just prayed for my dream man and hoped I'd find one in Darwin. My family and I went to this restaurant a few times for dinner as we loved the vibes there. So I said this restaurant to him. This is when we were already together. And he said he always went there with his army mates, but we never met yet. My family and I moved to McMaster's Beach, New South Wales. New South Wales is a state in Australia, okay? And it's the state that Sydney is in. Now, New South Wales in 2017, and if you know Gosford, you probably have an idea where that is. Now, Gosford is an hour north of Sydney. He said he also had moved back to Newcastle and lived with his family as a civilian. He told me during that time he was working as a truck driver, and usually once or twice a week he drove to Kincumber to drop some stuff off at the warehouse. And you know what? Kincumber, which is another suburb, is pretty much 5 to 7 minutes away from my suburb, and I always went there to do my grocery shopping with my mum by taking the bus. So, on last Christmas, 2022, we drove past where I lived, and he showed me where the warehouse was. Oh my God, it was literally less than 5 minutes away, and we always went to the same shop back in 2017, but we had just never met. We got goosebumps after that drive. In 2020, my family and I moved to Perth as my stepdad suffered from a heart attack. We lived around Cockburn area. In that same year, he told me he already moved to Perth, first in 2018 with his ex, but he was living in Yanchep, which was around an hour away from my suburb. He got a job at the mines, but drove trucks every Saturday. And you know where he drove his truck? To the Cockburn area. Yes, he drove his truck again around my suburb and went to the same shop, but we never met. In June of 2021, he broke up with his ex, and my ex broke up with me. It was 6 months before we met on New Year's Eve. During that 6 months, both of us reflected and tried to put ourselves back together so that we could move on with our lives. As mentioned before, I did a lot of surrender and letting go, also self-love meditations and scripting, but I had no expectations with anything. I just truly let it go, as I only wanted to be happy again with myself. I cried, I prayed, I surrendered, and I worked on myself a lot, but I always believed something good was going to happen and to come my way. This man, he truly was the one I prayed for so long. I couldn't believe that we have crossed paths since 2010. The universe or source or God always has the best plan for you. It's either you believe in it or not. And you know what the best thing is? Even though that we never or probably had bumped into each other for 10 years or so, it was probably the best timing to meet, as both of us now were ready. I believe 31st of December 2021 was the best time that the universe had stored for us. And every single thing in my script list are truly in Him. So I can truly say that I am a secure and happy and in a secure and happy relationship with the man I prayed for. Now we're planning to buy a house together, get married, and have kids. Thank you, Agnes, for reading my story. I have also manifested other things like job and salary expectations and scripting to manifest other things. Have a great weekend. Love, Adeline. Wonderful. Adeline, that's such a great story. And yeah, working on the self is definitely the way to go. Now, for those of you that are new or those of you that are not new and you haven't seen it yet, there is a full success stories playlist for relationships. And there is one for SPs. There is also relationship courses for free, 3 of them, and there are some that are paid. I will put all of that down below for you. And thank you so much, Adeline, for sending in your story and for sharing this amazing, wonderful. It was such a fork in the road because there was the old person and the new person, and it is absolutely wonderful to hear that you have found your way and this is the best relationship you've ever had, and I'm sure he's very, very happy too. So lots of love, everyone. I will see you in the next YouTube, and Big, big love, and may you also manifest your wonderful relationship, whether it's with a specific person or a brand new person. Lots of love. See you in the next YouTube.